So another very important concept in object orientation is about inheritance. We kind of seen this a little bit in the previous examples, as in the simple class with the car, where we have electric car doing things that the car base class was doing. Also, when we talked about abstraction, we also talk about how one class can inherit things from a base class, like the abstract base class. But now let's stop and take a look closely. What is inheritance? Most high-level languages, they have this. It's pretty much a way for us to make a class object, therefore a class, remember a more general and high-level class description or class definition. And most high-level language, they do this. Python also does this, and just for us to know, we never actually wrote this, but every class in Python is an object that inherited the object class itself. We omit this here, since every class will be inheriting something from the object class. So we kind of omit this in our examples, as we have here a class definition, and it doesn't use the class object. All right. So how are we going to do this? We're going to have a very specific class here on the bottom, and then from that class we want to make it inherit a bunch of other things from previous and more general classes. So we have our class definition. So here we have one, as you saw also, we have multiple classes in one single file. It's called inheritance_generic here. And we have there the class bean, which has one class, which is being alive, one class of mammal, and it drink milk. Then they have the class carnivore, which is it extends or inherit things from the class bean and mammal. So it is alive, it drinks milk, and also eat meat. So this class, any object from the class carnivore here, extends those two previous classes. And then we have another class here, definition as in hunter. And we want to say that every object from a class hunter runs. But we want to actually define an aquahunter, and that is an extension of the class hunter. So the class aquahunter is inheriting everything from the class hunter, which we can also define a new method called run. Is the same method that we have here defined in the class run, but we give it a different twist. Instead of doing whoosh, we do plush. So it's basically just a different implementation. And then we have a specific class called killer, and we have one method here which is called kill prey, and just prints game over. Now what we have an object from the class, we have a class here from, it's called KillerWhale, and extends and inherit everything from carnivore, aquahunter, and killer. In Python, this is what we do to have multiple inheritance. It's kind of an extension in Java, if you want to make a parallel at some level. So here we have KillerWhale, which is inheriting everything from carnivore, and carnivore, if you remember, gets stuff from bean and mammal. If you hover your mouse here, you can see that. We have aquahunter, which is extending from hunter, and killer, which is not extending from anyone except the object class itself. And inside the class KillerWhale, we're calling the functions specifically from the classes in which we are extending. So being alive is part of who? This here is part of the class being. Eat meat, it's part of the class carnivore. Run is part of the class hunter and aquahunter. And kill prey, as you saw up here, it's part of the class killer, right? So no surprises there. And then After we call our function, after we instantiate a wheelie object from KillerWhale, KillerWhale is going to be extending all the other methods. So even if we want to do like wheelie here and dot, we can access methods from being, the class killer, aquahunter, carnivore, mammal, and so on and so forth. Okay, but in this example right here, just to show how we can do inheritance and multiple inheritance, we just call and instantiate the object, because when we do the object instantiation, we're gonna call all these functions here. All right, and if you go ahead and run this, we'll see that every single method with respect to the class in which we were extending, it's being executed. I am alive, it's from being alive. Chomp 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 is from eat meat. Plush is from run, but run specifically from the aquahunter right here. And the last one, game over, being from killer prey. Okay, so that's inheritance. Thank you and happy coding.